You are listening to the voices of the... Wait. Did you take the wrong turn? This is AmeLynn's Corner of Chaos. Are you sure you're prepared? Either way, welcome.
The chaos is here.
Hello and welcome to tonight's episode of AmeLynn's Corner of Chaos. Tonight with a guest, we are Lynn, Emily, and Luigi is the guest. Woo!
Double L.
Double
Thank you for
L,
having
that's
me.
true. Yes, well, thank you for joining the chaotic crew. Well, Amelie, you're not at home. Tell us a little bit about your situation.
My situation. I'm homeless at the
Yes,
moment. No.
Oh dear.
I mean, at first I
All
have to
social
apologize
services.
for the lighting. This lighting makes me look like I haven't slept for like 100 years, which I probably
Which is
haven't.
accurate. Yes, it's
Which is
accurate though,
probably
isn't it?
pretty accurate. Yes, it's pretty accurate. I am outdoors, indoors in Leeds. I just had to
Ooh.
get out. I just had to get out of the routine. And I've never been to Leeds, even though it's not very far away from me. And I think I had this idea of how Leeds would look like, and it looked nothing like I imagined it looked like.
Right.
I was
Do you like it
pleasantly
though?
surprised. Yeah, I'm pleasantly
Yeah.
surprised. It is when I went to Sheffield for the first time, I was very disappointed. When I went to Nottingham for the first time, I was like, oh, Nottingham looks a little bit better than Sheffield. But the second time I went to Nottingham, I really didn't like it. So I wasn't expecting much, but you can definitely tell that people here have more money because there's more posh things here. And my favorite town up here, Harrogate, is like 20 minutes away from here. So, and it's similar, but obviously much bigger. But yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. There's loads of things. If you like shopping, I think it's good for shopping and stuff, and coffee and things, I guess. So yeah, it's like a tiny London for me.
Do they have a spiritual shop of some kind?
I don't know. I actually don't know. I haven't checked it.
Oh, you should Google and see. And that's what I did
I
when I was
should.
in Porto, right? It's like the first thing is like, are there any esoteric shops in Porto? And then we try, and then my friend didn't know, and then we looked it up, and then the one that I found that was very far away, but then I found another one by accident because he pointed me to a comic book store that I had to go to. And like, okay, I'll go to the comic book store. And then just like one floor, it was like in a small mall, right? And then one floor under, I just see like crystals and Buddha statues and all that. I'm like, boy, I'm going in.
Jackpot.
And I came back out with like a few euros less and a lot more stones.
You know what?
As
When I
it's
went
demanded.
to York, there's few nice woo-woo shops, as like I like to call them, the woo-woo shops.
Mhm.
But I haven't thought about, can you hear the music?
Just a
This
little
is
bit.
bad.
Yeah.
It's like being back in the 90s.
Choir of the
for some reason.
ancestors.
Luigi,
You're such a strong presence.
that is the guest here, had a great idea for a little guest episode.
I thought
Corner Chaos.
we could possibly do a reading for the collective in terms of the energies that one may be expecting for the month of August. And obviously respecting that different people might be going by different calendar. Not everybody might follow the Gregorian one. But just like for those who do, or for those who quote unquote care, just having the chaotic witches and vampires and shamans just gather some insight from the spiritual realm and share. Obviously, it needs to be taken with a grain of salt because we're trying to do it for the collective. So the message becomes less person-centered and more like inclusive of the vast majority, I suppose. But yeah, it can be something to gather inspiration from, have a bit of mindfulness about, or just something that maybe either you look forward to for the month ahead, or it gives you the boosts or the support required to go through the month ahead. Not expecting August to be a terrible month in the slightest, but that's one of the purposes of magic. Like it helps us get through the tough times and makes the good times even better, in my humble opinion.
Or it's just
You
a
were
fun
saying
little
that you
reading
already-
that we're doing for fun.
Yeah, it's just for funsies.
It was just for funsies.
But I was going to tell you guys, before we go into it, I was sharing with you that my card for the month of August is the Ace of Swords. And I don't know what is it about today. It might be because it's Lunasa, so blessed Lunasa for everybody who is celebrating
Blessed,
it. But I was
blessed
feeling,
Lamas, Lunasa.
thank you, blessed be. And I was feeling a bit out with the fairies, I suppose. And I started shuffling my deck, and I simply asked, I'm afraid to ask this question. This is how I formulated in my heart's mind and in my mind's heart. I'm afraid to ask this question, but I'm going to ask it as a test of courage for myself. Can you give me a view? Can you give me a vision of who am I going to be? How am I going to be in 10 years' time? So I'm 32 at the moment, and I asked this big ass question like, can you show me how I'm going to be or who I'm going to be like when I'm 42? And I was completely terrified of what was going to come out from the ether. But the card that came out was the Sun. I know, I was
You're going to be a
shocked,
baby again. The
surprised.
baby on the horse. Young forever.
I'll be reborn. I'll be reborn.
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 Yeah, I have to do some further meditation and pondering and journaling on it. But I was just like, okay. Because usually I was like, oh, 40s, they're coming soon, times ahead. But this is giving me a bit of a. It could be the time of your life. You never know.
Yeah, it sure will be. The 40s are great, I'm sure.
Yeah, they are. They're amazing. Until you're closer to 50, then it starts getting scary. But what I like about it is the fact that you start understanding how people work more and you start caring less about image and trying to show that you are someone, you just are.
Yeah.
You just are the chaos itself,
Yeah, I just heard Helen Bonham Carter read out, I think she was reading out a poem. I didn't catch which it was, but it's basically about getting old or becoming an old lady. And I mean, she's amazing, right? And she was just like reading out this thing, and it's basically like practicing being an old lady. Like when I'm an old lady, I want to wear purple dresses and a red hat that doesn't go, and I want to do this and that, and just like being completely unhinged, basically. And then in the end, it's like, maybe I should start practicing now. And I'm like, yeah, the purple, I already do that. I don't have the red hat that doesn't go, but I could invest. But like all this about not really giving that many Fs about what people think and just do whatever you want. Although hers was a bit like, the poem is a bit more cheeky because it's like, I want to go into the neighbor's garden and pick flowers there and, things like that.
Rebellious.
So yeah, I really liked it.
So the reason why I really wanted to live in Belsize Park was actually because of Helena Bonham Carter, and I always
Really?
in my head, yes, in my head, I was always like, when I get old, I want to be kind of like her, but like Vivienne Westwood, Helena Bonham Carter, nut job, walking around in Hampstead, living in Belsize Park. And I think this is why when I was living in Belsize Park, that was like the end of my goal. That was the only goal I had. And now I'm not there. So nothing can compare to it. Like nothing will ever compare to it because that was my fantasy. And now I'm not going to be a 70-year-old nut job woman living in Hampstead anymore. It's okay, but she was like I can't say old lady because I don't see her as an old lady at all. I did see her once actually, walking her dog.
Yeah.
Which is
wow.
which was great. So I feel accomplished now.
I was gonna say two things to that, Amelie. One thing related to what you said, the other thing didn't. So I'll start with the one with that related. I think you need to wait until you meet your own Tim Burton. Maybe then, you might get into the property ladder seriously, because I think he left a house or something. Like from what I read about this recently or something, or listened to it on YouTube. Basically, allegedly, she already lived in a house that was too small for the two of them. So he ended up either renting or buying a house next to her. So they lived technically separately. And then after the divorce, he actually left her both property. Well, not both, because one of them was already hers, but ended up leaving her like, oh, you can keep the house. So just wait for your Tim Burton, and then you get back to Belsize Park.
I just need the attic flat back. That's it. That's all I want. I just want my attic flat.
I know. And then in terms of celebrity meetups, you made me think of my nephews. Apparently they were in Leicester Square and they bumped into Tom Holland and Zendaya because they were here for the premiere of Spider-Man. And he thought at the beginning, oh, they must be impersonators, look-alike. But no, it was the real deal. It was actually them.
This is the
Wow.
beauty of being in
Fun.
London sometimes, you know.
You just clash with the creme de la creme. No, I'm kidding. But you just tend to bump into some A-listers from time to time.
You bump into someone, you get angry, like, what the fuck? And then you look at them like, oh, hello, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Now we're off topic
Shall we
again.
try and give...
But this is what
As
the
usual.
corner
It's
is
okay.
for.
It's part of the chaos. Exactly.
So shall we do like one card each or several cards each? How did you envision that, Luigi?
So usually, because I am very Capricornian, I would have said one card each. But I sense, again, I'm trying to lean more into what the guides say, even when it goes against what I would do as a person. And I sense that we should do more than one.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on what your heart calls out to you. And then just see what
like a
we
situation.
can.
I feel like maybe going for 3 and then just having the 3 combined into like one particular image.
Weaving a tapestry.
Like a golden dawn method. Like you have one card and then I mean that you do whatever. That's I think maybe what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Whatever pops out.
Whatever.
For me,
whatever pops out or fly. If you,
I always do jumpers though. Whatever jumps out.
Yeah. So if there's flyers, then suddenly, whoops.
Yeah. Sometimes it takes forever, and sometimes it just my teeny tiny travel deck because we are whoa. Oh, actually, there were 2 at the same time.
Mine,
goodness gracious!
I usually don't get jumpers, but this deck is really using the Aquarian, and he really likes to have jumpers.
Yeah, I should get the Aquarian because I'm Aquarius. Don't be biased. Yeah, I think 3 is. Oh my goodness gracious!
You seem to be getting quite the cards there.
Maybe cards that I'm not super comfortable with, but they're good cards.
Wow.
The music here is wild. It's very 2000.
That's like a quarter of a century ago.
I know.
You realize
don't
that
say that.
The 2000s, a quarter of a century, and it feels like it was like new.
Now people know
I was
how
like
vampires feel like.
Teenager.
Oh, it's this one. Do you think you're better off alone? That's the one. Talk to me. I don't know all the lyrics.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah,
it was definitely a banger.
Throwback.
Back in the 2000s, maybe even 1998. I say.
Who would like to reveal their cards first?
The person who asks first can go first.
Yeah.
Shall I reveal
the guest?
All of them?
The guests can go first, please. The
guest always
I am happy
first.
to.
Yeah.
So I'll reveal all of them and give the message. But it's gonna be an interesting month for a lot of us. I hope for all of us. So the first card that came out was the Ace of Rods or the Ace of Wands. Yeah. So the spark of life, new beginnings, new spiritual emanations for us to enjoy and bathe in. And it was followed by Emperor.
Wow.
So the two of them together, I feel like it's a very powerful combination. Like I really sense, it's definitely Leo season. We are coming out of the shell, coming out of the closet. We're coming out. We're all going to be, we're going to be expressing ourselves. We're going to not just stepping, but finally sitting in our throne of power and own sovereignty and our light and our visions as well. Like I really feel if ever we tend to experience doubt and frustrations, there are energies surrounding us in the month of August that are demanding that we claim back our courage and our strength and our confidence and our divine gifts. And last but not least, so I did my usual method. So 4 of the Emperor plus 1 of the Ace gives me 5. 5 being a very transformative number. And obviously when we cover, maybe in one episode we'll cover numbers in Tarot and Kabbalah and whatnot. But we know that it's very martial, Gevora ruling the 5 being ruled by Gevora. And the 5th card was the Hanged One. So again, 2 majors, an ace. There's lots of things to be grateful for this coming month, for certain. And I think there are aspects of us that are required to step up and own our will or own ourselves to our will. At the same time, there's also an element of perhaps surrendering to that very own will. There's an element of accepting that this is where we're meant to be, accepting that we are supposed to take space, accepting that what we're seeking is going to come, but it's only going to come once we tell ourselves or we believe in ourselves enough to say, I am not only deserving of this, but this belongs to me, this is mine, and this is meant to be for me. Regardless of whether we're waiting for something or we're not, but there's an aspect of you need to, like RuPaul says, if you can't love yourself, in the hell you're gonna love anybody else. It's a similar principle. It needs to come from you first, so then it can go out into the universe, out into the world. Yeah. Very interesting month ahead for everyone.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, definitely interesting.
Who
What
will
have you
go
got?
next? I'm intrigued
Yeah,
what we're going to get together.
Yeah, I can probably go next because there's some stuff that is kind of directly surfing on the wave that Luigi just pulled out. So the main card that I got was 3 of Wands. So we are combining the Wands with your areas from your Emperor. And I mean, you're also having the Sun, which we talked about earlier for Luigi. So that was the main card. So that will also be like, so that would also be about, grabbing the thing. I'll just have to go a bit further. So I got
Grabbing
that
the
one, and then
thing.
I got another one, grabbing the thing. That's the thing. I mean, yeah. But I also have the reflection with the water, because for me, then I got the 6 of Cups on one side, again, the Sun, but in Scorpio. Yeah. So double Sun with water. And then I got the Knight of Cups. So
Beautiful.
yeah. So I feel like there's a lot of energy, that fire energy that you had with the Ace and the Emperor. I feel that reflected in the 3, like just this having this really strong energy and going out there and, doing the thing, whatever that is for you, like following your calling, your something, doing something with that, bringing it into your materia, but then kind of riding on that, hopefully bringing you pleasure, like following the path that is actually making you happy. Like try not to not let the fire burn out that what you actually want, what you're actually striving for. Like he's like all, like when he's also got all the fire, so he's combining the fire and the water as well because he's a knight, right?
Yeah.
And then he's
like
so
the
it's
3
like
of Wands as well.
it's yeah. So it's a very kind of dual energy with the fire and water, like with the very like emotions or like the passion and grabbing that. I don't know. I feel like that was very similar to what you had, a bit different, but also kind of similar. More like going into the feelings. I mean, you had like with the Hanged Man, it's kind of like surrendering and where yes, more like giving into the emotion, like giving into whatever you're feeling and enjoying that. Everybody's good with that, but enjoying what you're feeling and seeing what actually drives you and what kind of passions and dreams you're having. That's like this guy, right? Because he's just following his ideals and his dreams and has like the passion to actually go there. He has got enough of the fire to actually go to really crazy quests, like going for something that other people don't even believe in. Just following that. And he's got that energy and he's got the virtue. He's got the virtue for it too, right?
It definitely feels fulfilling as the energies that we brought up so far.
If well dignified,
like
and we'll just see about that. But there's definitely...
Yeah, that's it.
Amelie, what do you have?
Yeah, I like the fact that Lynn went first. It's such a perfect transition. The first card that came out was the Queen of... And when you said the reflection, I was just thinking when this card came up was not just a reflection, but I was like matching energy, like you're matching someone else's energy or you're matching the energy of whatever you do. So, the feeling, the emotion, the love. And straight after, I got 2 cards at the same time. The second one was Ten of Cups, which just clarified to me this whole matching someone else's energy somehow, whether it is someone you work with or it could be your lover or your family or whatever, something creative. I think that coming from the fire as well, if you're into some kind of endeavor, when you just have this, you just know that you're doing the right thing and you just like home, like you are emotionally home. And the third card I got was Six of This, which is such a
Wow.
perfect ending to all of our cards. We're going from Luigi's very fiery cards, and then through like the Hanged Man to Cups, Six of Cups, and then it's the Knight of Cups, and then Queen, and then Success.
There is definitely a celebration here. Like, it's incredible.
Yeah. And
So
I don't know if
I like to see. Go on.
I don't know if you guys checked underneath your deck, but I got the Lovers underneath. So.
Yeah, I got the
Putting it
Nine
out
of Discs under.
Got the Two of
I got the Nine of
Pentacles.
Discs. Yeah.
See?
Kind of earthy on
There's
us.
something.
Yeah, but the elves
something
are
is
earthy today.
It's something is definitely materializing through this passion and through maybe collaboration, even like we do.
Yeah. I'm trying to look at the patterns. And I find it interesting. So I'm gonna start between my triad and Lynn's triad, for example, because we have the Three of Wands for Lynn, which can easily match my Hanged One, because the 12 reduces to 3. It can match, obviously, the Emperor, because the 3 of Wands is a decan of Aries, such as the Emperor. The Ace of Wands, although not directly corresponding to the Sun, is a embodiment of the energy of the Sun. You know, like the Ace of Wands is a reflection of the Sun versus the Ace of Cups being a reflection of the Moon. And the Sun ruling the 3 of Wands, again, also additionally having the Cups, the 6 of Cups ruled by the Sun again, but also being water, like the Hanged One is the element of water. And then having the marriage of water and fire in the Two of Cups. That also marriage of water and fire is in the Ten of Cups of Amelie, you know, with the cups and the Martian rulership of the decan of the Ten of Cups. But she also had the water element with the Queen of Cups matching my Hanged One. And then the last card that you had, Amelie, was the Six of Discs. So even then, like the 6, but it's so the Sun, the number of the Sun, but ruled by the Moon as a card. So it's such a meeting of opposites, which usually it's the alchemical process of creating the quintessence.
It's very Tiferet and very sun energy is coming through here with the sixes and the actual suns, and yeah.
Yeah, which makes sense. You know, thinking of what we discussed in recent episodes between the season of Leo, Lunasa, and so forth and so forth. Like, even though in the Celtic tradition, this is technically the beginning of autumn, even though you got that to keep in mind, it sounds like the energy coming are really mighty and powerful. To an extent, like, I'm trying not to go into the news too much, too often, because otherwise I get depressed. But there are so many atmospheric events going on, like earthquakes, storms, you know, hailstorms as well, and stuff like that. All of this makes me think of, although it's chaotic, obviously, and can be obviously dangerous, but it makes me feel of like the power of nature. If nature had, obviously nature has a heart, but if we figuratively as a heart itself, now it's like pumping with adrenaline.
Yeah, I think that is the energy. Although it is beginning of autumn, we're riding on the energy of the summer, of the sun. And it's right after, it depends on the country, I guess, but some depends on the country, but like after the noon is actually where it often gets even hotter for a period, because like everything is warmed up by the sun and then it's just reflected off of the buildings. And that is kind of, I feel like the energy we're in now is like the sun has had its highest point. It's like declining on the horizon, but the warmth and the energy of it is like really big right now. And we're riding on that. And it's as we said,
and the cards reflected that.
Yeah, and as we said in our last episode with Lunasa and Lamas, it's like rar. It's the rar time.
It's
I am woman, hear me roar.
Like a power bank or you know, the on panels where during the summer it's been just gathering the energy, and now the energy is there, even though things have kind of like weighed down a bit. There's a little bit of clouds, but the fact that it's not so hot anymore gives you more energy, and you still have the energy that you kind of all the vitamin Ds that you got from the sun, and now it's not so hot, so it kind of feels more comfortable somehow to actually action things almost. It feels like something is collecting, if something feels just easier, like emotionally easier, like it just flows better.
Which I guess is the underlying theme of the multiple readings that we gathered together here in this episode, I suppose. Like this idea that in August, collectively speaking, masculine and feminine, and I'm speaking in energetic terms, but our masculine and feminine qualities, tendencies, behaviors, they're coming together. And when they come together, they can truly express power. One of them is not overwhelming the other. Although the elemental dignity is technically not favorable, alchemically speaking, is incredibly favorable. So
And
that's
I think
promising.
is the background song golden? Because that would also fit. I think the background song right now, Amelie, is golden from K-pop Demon Hunter. So again, we're in the sun, we're in August, we're shining the light.
Oh, I forgot the lyrics now, though.
I'm trying to listen to what the hell is happening here.
Well, anyway, that was a great experiment. I like that. Was really, it feels always like a little bit tantalizing, I think, to do readings like that, because you're like, oh, what if everybody says something different? And then it's so much fun when it's not different.
Surprising.
It's also fun when it's different, but it's very
Absolutely.
cool when there's like synergies like that. Although it's with different cards. None of us had like the same cards. So that's also a thing. Because sometimes between the four of us, we get the same cards. And then it's like, but similar energies. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, it's magical when it happens because it really ignites the passion for reading, for tarot and whatnot, because you can see them interacting with each other, the cards, the spirits and whatnot. It's reassuring.
I do find more often than not, it just flows when we do the readings. No matter what kind of readings we've been doing, it always somehow flows. I don't know how we do it. It's just the way it is. It's never been like super contradicted. It's always been some kind of flow. Yeah. So cards work.
We got the rhythm.
We do post weekly readings between the four of us from the Occultinarium on our social media and Instagram. We post them on Friday normally, so there you can check out
on YouTube. On YouTube in the community, they're also posted there, just in case if someone doesn't have Instagram or vice versa or something.
That reminds me that the weekly readings, that's very conscientious. But it reminds me that the weekly readings that we released for this coming week, they were also quite, not just good, but powerful.
But
like we had we had the Princess of Cups, we had the Ten of Discs, we had the Magus, and I forget now, what else we had? The Two of Pentacles, the Two of Discs, I think.
This week,
welcome to August.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course. We had Magus and we had 10 of this. Was it the Page of Cups, or was it? Yeah, it was. See?
Yeah.
And the Two of this. Again, you had the Two of this too.
I never
it was at the bottom.
Cups family and the Cups family. Yeah.
I do like
happy August, everyone.
The weekly cards are quite interesting, I find, because we do draw each card individually, and it's not like I think there was a day or two that we got the same, two of us got the same card, or things. I remember someone saying one of the weeks were like, oh my gosh, this week sounds a bit gloomy, because everyone had like a little bit of a gloomy kind of message
card or message.
Which was so interesting because like everyone had it, but we didn't really it's not like we talk about it before we draw the cards. We just do it ourselves, which makes it really interesting for us as well once we post it. So yeah, check those out.
Yeah, very.
They
and
are
then
cool.
Also when the feedback comes in, it's very nice. It's always fun, I think, with collective readings.
Yeah.
I hope. Yeah,
quite very tarot decks as well. So you get like different tarot decks. So you get like different messages almost in different art. Different art gives you like different messages somehow. So it's cool.
Once I get more furniture, then I'll be able to display my decks out again so that I can actually, use a variety of them rather than using always. Although I do love having my, my reoccurring deck. Yeah. It's an exercise that serves not only the community, hopefully, but definitely us as practitioners, as individuals, because yeah, we can get to stretch our skills and our vision.
Yeah.
That's right. All right. Are you happy with our little corner chaos episode with the reading? I think that was pretty
Yeah,
rounded. Yeah.
definitely. I feel ecstatic for all of us in August.
You're more than welcome to be a guest in the corner again. You are
Yes.
chaotic enough.
Yeah.
Thank
You
you.
passed the test.
It is on my
You passed the
CV.
chaos
It's
test.
the first credential.
Can't get distracted
Thank you so
easily.
much.
Okay, let's go. Okay, well, thanks for tuning in and listening. And let us know if any of that of our collective reading struck anything or is reflected in something that happened during your August month or harvest month. Well, drop us a comment, a like, subscribe, and see you in the next one, guys. Bye.
Piogos.
Happy levels.
You've been listening to AmeLynn's Corner of Chaos. See you in the next rabbit hole.